Hi, guys. Right, thanks, Grace. You're here. Can you hear me, Grace? If you can hear me, I've seen you've raised your hands. So if you can hear me, there's a chat on the right side of your screen. You can click chat, and then that would send me a message. Can everybody hear me all right? Can you hear me all right? Can everyone hear me? We'll be started in a minute. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me all right. All right, Grace, can you see the screen? Okay, you're seeing the chat. Can you see the chat thing? Oh, okay. Jennifer is just responded. You want to stay on the screen. I think it will be on your right. You raised your hands. I saw your hands raised. I've seen Jennifer has typed something in. So, yeah, just keep on the screen, keep engaged, and we'll get it going for the next few minutes. Okay, all right. Right, okay. So let's do this. I'm going to share my screen in a minute and we'll just crack on. Okay, guys, I think we're going to have to start now. Let me just do this. Okay, all right, let's go. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can't hear me, find a way of, how do you call it? Typing on the screen. I know Jennifer says she can hear me. Now, I'll just give you a quick housekeeping on the screen. I'm going to share my screen now so you can see exactly what's happening on my screen, and then you know where to do what. Right, so for starters, I hope you can see the screen. Can everyone see my screen all right? If you can see my screen, type yes or yep or raise your hands or something. Can everybody see my screen? Screen. Right, thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer says yes. Grace, can you see my screen? All right, great. I'm assuming she can because I'm not getting any response from Grace. So I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. Thanks, Jennifer. I think you know your way around it already. If you can see my screen, I'm in the Hangout page. The most important thing is on the right here, you will see the chat features. You might not see things the way I see them because I'm the moderator for the webinar. So you might see a few things less, not sure. But here's your chat. I've enabled it. Your chat will be on your right side. So when you see a message, you would see this will turn orange, and then you can type in the message you want right here. Right. And then we can still chat. Everybody can still chat here. Right. Let me see. So now this is who we've got on. Let me see who else we've got. All right. So quickly, I'm going to go into my PowerPoint. I like PowerPoints. I think they're cool. So first of all, thanks for jumping on anyway. Thanks, guys. This is sort of like the last webinar before we go to Momentum, and I wanted us to sit up and do a few bit of house everything. Make sure everybody's on the same page because I don't want the same thing recurring itself. Let's hold on. Let me just send this quick message to Grace. Hopefully. Okay. But can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Sorry? Can you see my screen? But you can hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Okay, all right, that's fine then. All right, that's the most important thing. If you can hear me on the call, that's okay. Hangout, you need to just say yes and then join in. Close that page, go back into your email and click the link again. Okay. All right. Right. Okay. Grace is still having technical issues, but I'm just gonna go on anyway. Right. So most important thing is this. Okay. First of all, so this is our weekly webinar. Thanks for getting in. Now, the most important thing is that we have to all agree that this is going to be our weekly thing that we have to do. And it's going to be one of the things I believe will build our team is to make sure that everybody, absolutely everybody in the team should get on the calls. I know there are some people, about 2-3 people on, actually 4 people on Grace's team, but none of them are on the call, which is purely okay because I've got quite a bunch of people that are not here as well, although they've been informed. So it's not everybody you can get on, which is fine. They are the people that don't want to play team, so we'll just move on. But the most important thing is that you need to make sure that we put our guys on the call on the Sunday webinars and then the Wednesday or Thursday webinars. Now it's going to be so that we can all build together, which is the most important thing. So a few things I wanted to talk about today. March with World Ventures and Team Prosperity. The main thing is we're just entering into March. This is 1st of March. I am so surprised March has come so quickly. So we're actually looking at the 1st of March. Oh dear. Okay, so from tomorrow we end 2nd and we've got only 30 days to go for March. Now the year has begun and we're already going into the 3rd month, believe it or not. Although in the 2nd month, for me, the moment we hit the 15th, I know the month is finished. So we going to have to roll up our sleeves because we're sort of like a little bit behind target. Even my personal targets, I'm a bit behind targets. But the most important thing is that we've got a target and we're going. So what I'm going to be discussing is, goals we're setting for the month of March. Making your list, making it visible and readable. Building the list, which is something I just learned recently. And then setting goals for the month is something I just learned on a leadership call from the US. And then it's something I want to share with you guys as well. and we've got the match team webinar timetable. I've sat down, I've put some things together, and this is what I believe we should be doing for the whole month of March um, in terms of webinars. So you put it down in your calendar, and this is what we're doing. There is something I'm also working on, something huge, 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 and I believe this is going to revolutionize. Okay, I don't know how to say that word. This will bring a revolution to as to how we're building a team, and as to how you can. It basically just makes brings more speed into what we're doing, and gives us a better way of working. But I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm only going to reveal it at the momentum. When we get there, we'll sit down, and then I'll show you exactly what I've been working on for the past few weeks now. And also, the last thing we talk about is momentum, getting prepared, as in how we get in there, who's picking us up. I know, Jennifer, you are arranging something. I don't know if you're there yet, if I have to go into NCP and then book that parking space. Whatever we have to do, let's just get it sorted out today, so that on Tuesday night we're not rushing around like headless chickens and having sleepless nights for the next couple of days. So this is very important, and I want us to get it done. Now, first thing I want us to do is to, guys, just put away all distractions. We're trying to do this together. I'm here putting some time away, and I'm expecting the same back from you guys. Put away all your phone calls, put things on silence, make sure that you're focused in on the call, right? Make sure you're focused in on the call. Now, I can still see Grace in here. I don't know what she is talking about at the moment. This is kind of hard. We're way behind time. Okay, let me just do one last thing. Jennifer, can you hear me and see me all right? You said yes. Can you still see my screen okay? If you can you raise your hand or type yes or anything? Then I can crack on. All right, right. Waiting. Can't see the PowerPoint. Okay, I've just taken it off. Can you see the black screen? Okay, Grace is in, right? Brilliant. I've taken the PowerPoint off. Okay, Jennifer, hands raised. Okay, so you can see my screen okay, I'm assuming. Okay, great. So we're rocking. That's good. I'm happy you can see that. So you can see my screen okay. So I'm going to have to bring it back when I'm ready. I just wanted to make sure Grace was on. I can see Grace in the call, but it looks like, okay, right. Okay, brilliant. Great. Yes, that's Jennifer. Okay. Seen another hands raised. Let me just put those hands down. We are rocking. Come on, we got only 10 minutes left. Come on, Grace. Let me give her a last call. Jennifer, I'm going to bring you in on the call. See if you can get on. Just hold on 1 second. Where are we? Oops, we lost Jennifer. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, fair enough. Let's do this. This is taking forever now. Come on, let's go. Right, so we've got 10 minutes left. So I'm going to be sharing momentum getting ready stuff. Just have to get ready for a few things. All right, Jennifer, are you back on? Okay, so the most important thing we're going to do right now, let's just go back here. Right, so let's talk about, first of all, I want us to talk about, right, so Match with World Ventures and Team Prosperity, what I believe we should be working on in March. Now, the most important thing is, guys, I mean, like I said in a webinar I did last week, is the most important part. What you want to really focus on is setting the goals. I know we all have personal goals or something that we want to achieve with World Ventures, but it's very, very important that we write them down and we know exactly where we're going and what we want. Because very often I've seen lots of people that have come into our team, Team Prosperity, that have come in and have dropped. I've seen a few people that are still around, and I've seen people like yourselves that are really giving it a go. So here I've seen three different kinds of people: people that come in and drop, and people that come in, they stay around but they're not doing a lot, and people that are in and are actually really working and doing something towards what they're looking for. Now, what I've noticed common, you know, across all these group of people is that most of us don't have a specific goal. So we're in the game, but we don't know exactly what we want from the game, or we don't know exactly what we're looking for. So it's very easy to drop off. That is the first group of people. First group of people, you talk to them, oh, wow, I like the idea. It's brilliant. Oh, travel, making money. Wow, I'm going to be rich. Okay, I'm getting in. Boom, they pay their fees. They pay their monthly fees for a while, and then they drop off because they didn't have a specific goal as to why they wanted to do it. Although they knew why they wanted to do it, they didn't really sit down to really consider it properly. So when tough times hit, they just drop off. And now a second group of people, they know what they want, but they've not written it down. They know specifically what they're looking for. They've not written it down, so they've not focused on what they're looking for. So whatever reason why they join World Ventures, they're there. That reason is still there. They still love the idea. They are still going on, but they are not actively building. Why? Because they have not taken that time to really write it down and make it specific, right? Yeah, you know, the Bible says, write down the visions that he may runneth that seeth it. If we've got goals and we can't be bothered to write them down, you can't run, because you need to be able to see where you're going. You need to be able to have it in writing and dedicate and commit yourself to it. So goals are really, really pretty much important. And what I've done recently is to refine and redo the goals. Now, I'll tell you my story. I know it's probably common. I got into, network marketing some time back, about 8 years ago or 9 years ago. That was my first try at it. I saw it. I liked the concept. It was selling, Chinese products. I was like, woohoo, I'm going to make money. I got in. I knew what I wanted, but I just knew that I wanted to make money. It wasn't very specific. It wasn't very, targeted. I did that for a while, got burned out, and then my sponsor quit and I quit, right? A second opportunity I got in contact with and I started doing, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to make certain amount of money because I was struggling. I needed to make some extra money somewhere to put you know, to balance my books per se. But what I didn't do was focus on it every day. Tough Time said I was still active in it for a while. I stayed there for a while. I sold a few products to people, so sold a couple of things, and you know, that was it. That was it for me in that game. I started thinking about why did that happen. I started blaming the company, the comp plan. It was hard, it was difficult. And then I realized that people were still in that company, although people said it was bad. There are still people I came across in that company making money, and they were making it work. So this is where it comes. So when I got in contact with World Ventures, I was on this. I knew this is the third time. I have to get it right or never do it again. Right. So I had to learn every single thing by myself. Although a few people have quit around me, it doesn't bother me because I have my stuff written down. I have my goals written down. I know what I want, and I'm focusing, and I'm going long haul. I don't really care what's going on around. So it's very important that we get the goals, you know, set up. Very, very important. So again, the goals will give us direction. It will pull us through tough times. When it gets tough, sometimes it gets quiet. You guys are quite experienced in this industry, so it gets quiet at some point. So when it's quiet, this is what will pull us through, right? So I've told this story before, a study about, you know, university students in the 70s, and then they came back to them in the 90s, and they've noticed a huge difference between people who had goals, people who did not have goals, and people who wrote down their goals and achieved every single one of them. So it's very important that we put something down. So I will get a sort of like, I've seen some of you guys, you have, you know, diaries. Jennifer, good on you. You got something that you write things down, but it's very important to make it really clear. Okay, so next thing I'm going to be talking about is making your list. Again, it's important to make a list. The list is where the money is. The money is in the list. And I've heard this so many times, and I've never ever understood what that really meant. I didn't really understand it until now. Now that the list, the money is in the list. If you don't have the list written down, you're going to be broke very fast, because it's sort of like you open a store and you don't get people to see it. So writing down the list is important. So I have a, I wish I could show you, but my video is not working. When I'm back, I'll get the video activated. So I'll show you exactly what I'm doing every single time. I've just recently got I printed out a sheet from team website where I actually just put all my numbers. I've got numbers that I write down. When I expose to somebody, I strike them out. And I know I've exposed to that person, or that person I've seen a DVD, or I've given them something. It gives me a date to follow them back. And then I've done that quite a few times. And when I'm out of that, you would realize yourself that when you put the names down on a sheet of paper, when you put them down, you will know who you've exposed to and who you've not exposed to. You will know who you are allowed to get back to, because some people will say, you know, call me back later. I will check up, or check up with me later. And you can do that. But when you've not got it written down, it's really difficult. And when you're making your list, you don't want to prejudge. You just want to put everybody down. This is what I did in the past, and I've done that quite a few times. I'm putting my list down, and I know some people won't join, so I don't put their names down. But what I've started doing is putting every single name down. Now, if I can't meet them, I just direct them to the website, or I send them to the webinar. On my first week of doing this webinars, I exposed to 3 people that always said they didn't have time. They always said they were busy, always said they didn't want to sit down and blah, blah, blah. But when I invited them to my webinar, they were able to jump on. They saw it, and at least I got an answer from them, right? 2 of them said no, 1 said maybe. So this is kind of, although I didn't get a straight yes, these are people I've been trying to expose to for like almost a year, like, right? And I get them on a webinar, they sit down and they watch it. Okay, so it's pretty much important that we have to, you know, make a list and put everybody down. Don't prejudge anyone. And what I'll be doing is I'll be checking up on our list the next time we meet in Budapest. So bring up your list, bring things up, and then we can work through them together. Okay, guys. Now, last thing I'm going to talk about is our webinar timetable. Now, let me go in here and then pull it out. So this is what we're going to do. If you've got a pen, it would be great to write them down. Right. So I know I've planned out the webinars we're going to have every single week. It's going to be on Thursdays, apart from Thursday the 5th. So Monday, I am going to do free webinar to expose, right? So I'm going to do free webinar tomorrow. You know, it's a bit of a late notice, but I just want to get one out of the gate before we go to Momentum. So if you get anyone for tomorrow night, you can bring them onto the webinar, right? So tomorrow evening, again at 8:30, we're on. I'm going to do a free webinar for everybody else. I invite all my friends, and if anybody happens to jump on, you can bring them on. All right, so that's Monday, that's tomorrow, and then we're away Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're back. So then I'm going to do a webinar on Thursday, which is going to be at 8 o'clock on Thursday. So Thursday we've got one at 8. So that's Thursday the 12th, one at 8. And then Thursday the 19th, there's another one at 8. So it's sort of like every Thursday, and 26th, there's one at 8. Now, I'm going to be doing some personal webinars as well. This is something I am working on. This is what I'm going to speak to everybody about, you guys about in Budapest. I'm saying everybody like there's hundreds of us. Yes, there's going to be hundreds of us very soon. I know that's going to happen. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about what I'm actually going to be doing those webinars for. I'll have my personal webinars on Mondays, and actually, yes, on Mondays and some on Tuesdays. If you want to know more about it, we can talk about it later on. But most importantly, the webinars to do exposures for Wealth Ventures is going to be on Thursdays at 8 p.m. for this month. Right. So now we're going to go into, so that's just about it for webinars. So I hope everybody's got it right. Let me close this, make sure we've got everybody on. Right. Okay. So got that, Jennifer. I just got that. Your guy can't drop us at the airport. We'll talk about this later on. There's a way we just have to work around this to get there. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's look at this. So Jennifer, you say your guy can't drop us. Right. So the presentation, I'll talk about, I think I'll have to drop this call and then call everybody. Jennifer, can you do the same thing you did for us the last time? Put us all on a call. If you can you type yes? Oh, right. If you can, just type yes. But I'm going to go into the goal setting for March again. Right. This is something I learned over the weekend, and it's very important. We have to work backwards on setting the goals. This is goals that you're going to be setting personally for yourself and your business, and it's important. Now, first of all, you have to come from what you're actually looking for. Then we have to go to the 31st of March. How many people do you want to have in your team by the 31st of March? Right? So this is where we're going to start from. How many new people are you getting in your team by the 31st? And you would want to write that down. So say you want 10 new people in your team on the 31st of March, or you want 5 new people, or you want 2 new people, or you want 3 new people, or you want to sign on 1 new person. You want to put that down, but you have to make it a little bit above realistic, right? So for me, I'm aiming at 10 at the end of the month. So I give myself the leeway to aim for 6. I give myself, you know, I can miss 4, but I'm actually looking at 10. And it depends on what you're actually looking for. So I know by the 31st, I'm actually looking at 10 people in my team. 10 people 10 new people in the team, either my left leg or my right leg, 10 new people in the team. Now, what you would have to do at that point is you have to think on the 31st that you've got 10. What would you be doing on the 31st? That is what you want to focus on, what the results is and what you would have been doing on the last day of the month. Would you be having a team call for 10 people? Would you be talking to 3 new people? Would you be bringing 3 new people onto our Sunday webinars? Or would you have been bringing more people on the 29th Sunday, for example? How many people are you bringing on the team webinar to make sure that we're talking to more people and we're getting this room filled up? I've got spaces for 25 to 50 people. We need to fill it up, right? So this is what you need to work, and then you need to work backwards. Okay, so on the 31st, this is what I would have achieved. So on the 30th, what would I have done on the 30th? Specific goals. It's got to be, am I making 2 calls or am I setting 2 appointments? And then you have to go back every single day of the month. This is very hard work, but you have to do it. When you do it, what would then happen is when you sit down, you know, when you have to set time aside for Well Ventures, for example, for your business, you need to set time aside. I have set time aside. I know how many hours I'm going to be given roughly every week. Now, most of us don't know that. It's very important. So if I know that every week I'm going to be spending, say, like maybe 5 hours, 10 hours every week, 20 hours, because most of us do this part-time. So if I'm doing full part-time, 20 hours every week, I'm spreading 20 hours across 5 days, 6 days of the week, and every hour, couple of hours, there's something very specific I'm doing to get me those 10. So you have to work backwards, right? So if you let me know exactly what you're looking for, there's another reason why I was asking, what was your goal? If you write it down, I will be able to work with you to find out exactly what we need to get to that point. So every day when you are working on Well Ventures, you know your goal is, I need to speak to how many people? So I've done that for the day. I've done my work and I'm done. Next day, I do 5 people. I'm done for the day. I'm done. If I talk to more people, I know I will get the results. So what exactly are you going to do every single day of the month? I know exactly what I have to do every single day. And again, it might be difficult, but it sets you apart as a leader. So when you're a leader, this is something that people in your group coming will have to look up to you, because you have to set that direction for them. Okay, guys? So if you have any questions regarding this goal setting part, you need to let me know. Okay, so we can crack on. Okay, so that is just about it. Grace is, come on, she's dropped again. All right, so this is where I round up. Jennifer, can you make that call, because it seems we keep losing Grace and I can't add you guys onto the webinar if she keeps dropping. So I can't add you guys onto the Hangout, sorry. So is it possible? Can you make that call? Can you call me and call Grace back ASAP, and then we can sort this out once and for all? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to end this call. Call me, call Grace, and then sort this out immediately. All right. Thank you. Bye.